On the broadcast tonight, we head around campus to see how students feel about recent weather.
And students get to make their voices heard at the first President's Hour of the semester.
And we recap some of the weekend's biggest events on SUTV's edition of SUTV News.
Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Lindsay Smith.
And I'm Priscilla Schultz. On Tuesday, the Residence Hall Association held the first President's Hour of the semester. For those unfamiliar with this event, it is an open panel discussion for students to share their concerns on campus and speak openly with the university administration, alongside President Patterson. Students were allowed to openly express their issues on campus, such as inflated dining prices, police security, and housing concerns. Students also enter a lengthy discussion regarding student involvement amongst student groups and a disconnect with the campus community and engagement in the campus activities and organizations such as SGA. Here is what President Patterson had to say about the events of the night.
No, I just feel like this is a good opportunity for that engagement, and I appreciate all the stakeholders. I appreciate the concerns being expressed, and a little bit of the back and forth. That's a healthy thing that I think is on campus, is our ability to express our concerns, to hear from the student groups too, that there's some conflict there that we can help mediate.
If you missed this event, make sure to mark your calendars for the next President's Hour on Tuesday, November 13th in the Naugle MPR. APB hosts many fun events around campus, including their annual Build-A-Bear event this past Saturday. The line was out the door at the Cub this weekend as people lined up in anticipation of building a bear. This event featured a multitude of stuffed animals you could choose from, ranging from bears to sharks. The possibilities were endless. After choosing a bear, participants gathered around a stuffing table and stuffed their bears to their heart's content. And once they were all done, they wrapped their bears up in a brand new shirt that you could get to design yourself. Be sure to stay updated with APB's many fun events around campus by following them on Instagram at ShipAPB, and be sure to keep an eye out around campus for signs detailing more fun events they will be hosting.
The Office of Multicultural Student Affairs celebrated Diversity Week with their annual Quilt to Cover Us All reveal in front of Gilbert Hall. The Quilt to Cover Us All is an annual initiative by the ACT Committee of MSA. ACT stands for Ask, Communicate, Teach Tolerance. The theme for this year's quilt was entitled, It's a Human Thing, and the quilt, as always, is meant to symbolize the unity of the campus community and bring students from all backgrounds together. The event saw an uptick of nearly 400 students participating, as the quilt itself consisted of 164 unique panels made by students and organizations from all across campus. At the conclusion of the ceremony, MSA Director Diane Jefferson told the crowd, quote, "It really doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is the respect we have for one another," end quote. Do your fellow students love fall as much as you? SUTV's Carson Deverett and Frederick Hardman went around campus for the first of our new segment, Ask You. Let's see what campus has to say.
Letters, bonfires, or pumpkin spice lattes, we went down to the quad to find out what makes October so special for students.
My favorite part about October is probably spooky season. I absolutely love the outfits and the weather changing, and I love Halloween and all the costumes.
Halloween decorations, crispy leaves, and sweater weather. There are two things about October that I really like. The first being the weather. It's like the one time a year where it's like not too cool, it's not too hot. You can wear short sleeves or long sleeves and be comfortable whichever route you decide to take.
The weather changing and it become cooler, so you can wear really cute fall outfits.
And the second is it's right after September, so that means it's prime Honeycrisp season.
Obviously Halloween, you get to dress up, express themselves, as well as the changing of the leaves and just the weather.
We get to dress up as something fun. Last year we were the Step Brothers for Halloween, so that was fun. And we're gonna be Zach and Cody from Sweet Life on Deck this year. It's gonna be interesting.
I'd have to say that my favorite part of October is that the NHL season starts.
Halloween and watching scary movies. Yeah, scary movies or pumpkin carving. Yeah, that's fun too.
Whenever it gets nice, it gets warm, but also gets cool on some days.
Pumpkin spice and haunted houses. I am so scared, but I love them.
I like to, Sundays get to lay back, watch Eagles football. So it's probably my favorite part about it. Too bad the Giants are going to beat the Eagles. So just wait. We'll see. We'll see in a couple weeks. Eagles are a better team for sure.
Do I need anything else?
Thanks for watching the brand new Ask You segment. I'm Carson Devitt, and we'll see you next week at the Quad.
Ask You will be back each week with a new question for the campus community. After the break, we'll give you all you need to know about student loan payments starting back up.
And the details on the manhunt for the individual responsible for multiple injuries for a shooting at Morgan State University when we come back.
TV.
Earlier today, the Career Center held their first job and internship fair of this academic year. The event is meant to give students an opportunity to meet with employers face-to-face, as well as get their resumes out into the world. The event is also meant to provide graduating students an opportunity to secure jobs after college and current students internships for the winter or summer terms. Here's what one of the businesses had to say about this event.
Richie. I'm currently an executive team leader with Target Corporation, and we're here at Shippensburg today just recruiting for internships and store positions as well as distribution center leadership positions. We're looking for really engaged, motivated students who are willing to grow and develop with a corporation and a company, and also help you develop your personal journey and help all families discover joy in everyday life. That's our mission and vision, and we want students and future graduates to be a part of that.
From looking for future careers to paying off their education, students all over the country are growing concerned now that student loan payments have started back up after a 3-year pause. Here with more is SUTV's Adam Beam.
Of all the battles currently being fought on Capitol Hill, none has been more heated than what to do about student loans. Since March of 2020, there has been a freeze on student loan payments on account of the pandemic. However, as part of a deal to avoid a government shutdown from earlier this summer, the Education Secretary can no longer extend the pause. Now, with the start of October, payments have begun once again, and already thousands of service issues and delays are being reported in multiple states. These delays prompting attorney generals to step in, while the Biden administration attempts to patch some of the damage with a new move to forgive $9 billion in student loan debts for roughly 125,000 borrowers.
This kind of relief is life-changing for individuals and their families, but it's good for our economy as a whole as well.
Despite these efforts, experts say that the consequences of missing those pay periods could affect other financial outlets for students and borrowers.
It will have a significant negative impact on your credit report, which can affect other things like buying a house, the interest rates on your credit cards, a car loan, and so on. So default really should be avoided at all costs.
For Shippensburg students concerned about their loans, bills, or financial aid, they should contact or visit the financial aid office located in room 101 of Old Main, or email them at finaid@ship.edu. You can also find several resources under the Paying for College tab on the Shippensburg University website. For SUTV News, I'm Adam Beam.
PA amusement parks are doing their part to provide screams and scares this Halloween season. Hershey Park and Knoebels are hosting family-friendly Halloween events throughout October. Hershey Park transforms into a spooky scene that features dark rides, as well as 5 haunted houses and 3 scare zones. For an extra haunt, they also have a trick-or-treat trail and Halloween-themed show and dance party for the younger ghosts and ghouls who want to experience Hershey Park's Halloween and Dark Nights event. In Eastern PA, Knoebels Hallow Fun hosts family-friendly events with activities for visitors of all ages. During the day, children can color their own candy bags, decorate cookies, and paint pumpkins. They also transform some rides to fit the spookier theme. For further information and hours of operation, visit the respected amusement park websites. Police in Baltimore are looking to identify 4 people seen in a video captured near the scene of a shooting on the campus of Morgan State University Tuesday. Police have not said where the video was taken or why they want to know their identities. 5 people were shot in the incident, including 4 students. Those injured range in age from 18 to 22. Their injuries are all non-life-threatening. The shooting happened in the midst of the school's homecoming week celebrations. Police believe all of the victims were just innocent bystanders. Right now, it's unclear what led to the shooting. Police have not said how many people are suspected in shooting, but did confirm that there have been no arrests at this time.
When we come back with this week's World News, the winners of this year's Nobel Prize have been leaked.
We will also have the details on the religious turmoil currently facing Israel. Stick with us for more SUTV after this. What's going on around campus this week? Carolyn Cooper tells us all in this week's Slate Preview.
Coming up this week in the Slate, the news section will inform us on the President's Hour from Tuesday. Our A&E section will feature a tribute concert of ABBA and an article on the job and internship fair. The Ship Life section will be featuring From Kabul to Ship, a student's story of survival in Afghanistan. Our sports section will cover field hockey and men's and women's soccer. Our opinion section will have an article on Girl Dinner by Hannah Cornell. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at ShipUSlate, and be sure to pick up the next edition of the Slate Tuesday in newsstands or read anytime at theslateonline.com.
Journalists of an Indian publication are demanding answers after several of their homes and offices were raided by the country's police.
Here with the latest in this week's World News is SUTV's Michael Salvatore.
NewsClick, an Indian news website known for being critical of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, said on Wednesday that raiding homes of journalists linked to the organization is, quote, an attempt to shut down and stifle independent and fearless voices that portray the story of the real India, end quote. NewsClick said that it has not been informed about the exact details of the charges, and electronic devices were seized from the organization's premises and homes of employees. We strongly condemn these actions of a government that refuses to respect journalistic independence and treats criticism as sedition or anti-national propaganda, NewsClick said in a statement posted on its website. The organization said that it wanted for the record that NewsClick does not propagate Chinese propaganda on its website and does not publish any news or information at the behest of any Chinese entity or authority. In August, New York Times published an investigation that connected NewsClick to an all-international network that funds pro-China propaganda, along with other material. Israeli police arrested 5 people after ultra-Orthodox Jews were seen spitting towards Christian pilgrims in Jerusalem. The incident, caught on video, happened Monday in Jerusalem's Old City neighborhood. Members of the Christian group were trying to carry a cross out of a church when they ran into Jewish worshippers. Tuesday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned the spitting. He said, quote, offensive behavior toward worshippers is a desecration and is unacceptable. Jerusalem's police commander said many of the spitters were children and called the practice, quote, forbidden, unacceptable, and disgraceful. 4 of the people arrested were adults and 1 is a minor. One of them who spit on a Christian worshiper was charged with assault. 2 American scientists have won the Nobel Chemistry Prize for the discovery of quantum dots. The winners, Mungi E. Bowindi, who teaches at MIT, Louis Bruss of Columbia University, and their Russian physicist colleague, Alexei Ekimov. The Royal Swedish Academy of Scientists announced the prestigious honor Wednesday in Stockholm. Quantum dots are defined as the smallest components of nanotechnology. They have a number of practical applications for use in LED lights, TV screens, and can even help guide surgeons as they remove cancer tissue. For a long time, scientists have thought such small particles was impossible, but this year, chemistry laureates succeeded in doing so. The names of the winners were accidentally leaked by Swedish news media early Wednesday, ahead of the usual Nobel embargo. That's it for this week's World News. I'm Michael Salvatore. Now back to Priscilla and Lindsay at the desk.
When we return from the break, entertainment will give us a look at tomorrow night's ABBA tribute coming to Lurs.
And we'll see how Taylor Swift is shaking up the world of the... I love hot, warm weather from the summer, but it's had its moment, and I'm kind of over it.
I agree. I just want to go outside and wear a sweatshirt and not sweat.
Yeah, it's been pretty unpredictable. So let's send it over to Allison Ritchie with this week's weather.
Good evening, Shippensburg. We finally got some nice sunshine this past week, as you can tell from my lovely sunburnt face. Today has been another pleasant day to be outside with a mostly sunny high of 78. On Friday, clouds will roll back in with a little afternoon rain for a dramatic cool down, as we will see over the next couple of days. If you're looking for a nice indoor activity for Friday evening, be sure to attend Page Center's Sexy Bingo in the Cub NPR at 9 p.m. Over the weekend, weather will be a little cooler with potential showers on Saturday morning. Sunday will be generally cool with some sunshine. As we enter the week ahead, this cool trend sticks around with a nice and breezy high around 60 on Monday. The rest of the week is pretty much the same, with rain coming back in on Friday. With that, I hope everyone remains optimistic. Remember, fall break starts next week. I'm Allison Ritchie, and up next is Alexander Haig with this week's entertainment.
Hey all you dancing queens, get ready to say thank you for the music at the Lure Center as they have something special tomorrow, Friday, October 6th. Beginning at 7:30 p.m., the community is invited to the concert. A tribute to ABBA, the nationally recognized cover band is promising to perform some of ABBA's most beloved hits, including Super Trooper, Mamma Mia, SOS, and many more, all while providing an authentic show-stopping performance. Guests in attendance will also have a chance to get some fabulous merchandise as well. Tickets for the event begin at $35 and doors will open at 7 p.m.
Bigger football fan now because of Taylor Swift.
I think it's crazy. I mean, I think it's great, but I do think it's nuts that how all of a sudden everything's skyrocketing because of Swift.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song? Oh, he's such a big fan.
Hells no. Who's Taylor Swift? I don't know who Taylor Swift is. J-E-T-S, Jess! Woo! Number one, baby. Number one.
It's the hottest couple in entertainment right now, sports entertainment, musical entertainment. We're going to show the world how hot the two of these are together in the parking lot. I mean, it's just what we do as Jet fans. We're very welcoming in what we do.
Hopefully there's no bad blood between Swift and those Jets fans. The Jets ended up losing the game 23-20. After serving 7 years in prison for the murder of her mother, Gypsy Rose Blanchard will be released on parole 3 years early. The Blanchard case gained national attention and was featured as an HBO documentary called Mommy Dead and Dearest. Blanchard and her boyfriend were convicted in 2016 for the stabbing death of Blanchard's abusive mother. It's been reported that Blanchard's mother is believed to have suffered from a psychological disorder, which created the illusion that Blanchard was battling illnesses in order to receive attention. Blanchard has publicly said that her mother shaved Blanchard's head, forced her to use a wheelchair, even fed her through a feeding tube. Blanchard made a deal with prosecutors who took into account the abuse she suffered, charging her only with second-degree murder and the 10-year sentence. The boyfriend was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. Blanchard will be released from a Missouri correctional facility on December 28th. Las Vegas police have arrested a man said to be involved with the death of well-known 90s rapper Tupac Shakur. 60-year-old Dwayne Davis, one of the key suspects of interest, was charged Friday with the murder of the rapper in 1996. Investigators say that he may not have been the man who pulled the trigger, but the individual who conducted and carried out the operation in the drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. Police believe that Dwayne Davis, following confession in 2009, was a person of interest as he was said to brag about the incident. Davis is the only individual from the drive-by shooting that is still living. He's arraigned Wednesday and is being held without bail after his appearance in court Wednesday. What's hitting theaters this month? SUTV's Adam Beam has October's biggest releases for us. Adam?
It's October, and that means it's time to get spooky. But if you're somehow tired by the antics of the Sanderson sisters, you can get out to the movie theaters for some brand new releases or bundle up on the couch for those streaming exclusives. This weekend's biggest release is the return of the Exorcist franchise in The Exorcist Believer. The film is a follow-up to the acclaimed 1973 film directed by the late William Friedkin and sees the return of the star Ellen Burstyn. The film is set to be the first in a trilogy by director David Gordon Green. However, early reviews could hurt the film's chances at the box office. The real enemy of The Exorcist isn't the power of Christ, but the power of Swift. The Eras Tour concert film cleared out its October 13th release date and has already broken ticket pre-sale records, earning $37 million for its opening day. Also making headlines is the newest film by Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, which boasts an all-star cast of Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone, and recent Oscar winner Brendan Fraser. The film was originally set to be an Apple TV Plus exclusive, but word of mouth has moved it to a wide release with IMAX screenings beginning on October 20th.
Have you met them yet?
Met who?
Them.
The month closes out with its biggest release. The long-awaited film adaptation of the popular game series Five Nights at Freddy's will be hitting theaters and streaming on Peacock beginning October 27th. The film is reported to have already made its money back in distribution and streaming rights, so the future of Fazbear and his friends over at Blumhouse look brighter than ever. For SUTV Entertainment, I'm Adam Beam.
Where to? That'll do it for this week's entertainment. I'm Alexander Haig. Now back to Priscilla and Lindsay at the desk.
In this week's sports, the Shippensburg football team continues to struggle in a difficult season.
And the men's soccer team ends their matchup in a draw for a nail-biter of a match against East Stroudsburg.
Shippensburg fell a touchdown short this Saturday as they were on the road to face Shepherd University. Shippensburg got off to a 3-0 start, but Shepherd would capitalize on big offensive plays. Freshman Sam Stoner would have a solid debut as the starter as he threw for 272 yards and rushed for 2 touchdowns. The Raiders made it interesting as they made it a one-possession game with 14 seconds remaining, but fell just short as time ran out. Shepherd would defeat Shippensburg 30-23 as the Raiders fell to a 1-4 record for the season. The Raiders will take the field next this coming Saturday at Seth Grove Stadium against the Golden Rams of Westchester. And now, for the first time ever, we will be bringing you Shippensburg High School football highlights and recaps each week. Shippensburg High School plays tomorrow night at Mechanicsburg at 7 p.m. Going into this contest, the Shippensburg Greyhounds are 2-4 and sits 5th overall in their conference. Mechanicsburg Wildcats sit at the same record and 6th in their conference as well. For those unavailable to watch in person, the game can be seen on the Mechanicsburg Wildcats Meredix page. Shippensburg's men's soccer finds some luck at the University of California, PA, where they ended their 3-game losing streak in a shutout win against the Vulcans. The Raiders started the game slow but steady, allowing the Vulcans to outshoot them 6-3 on goal. Shippensburg turned on the heat as they entered the second half and outshot the Vulcans 8-3. Neither team was able to make connection with the goal until senior Dalton Shiflett's 3rd attempt. Shiflett placed the shot just out of the reach for the Vulcan goalkeeper A.J. Visco. With this goal assisted by Cam Henry, both players would earn their first collegiate points. Shippensburg took home the 1-0 win with the help of senior goalkeeper Ryan Glenlast. This win earned Glenlast a shutout after making 3 saves in his first appearance this season. The Raiders will remain on the road to take on Lock Haven on Saturday, October 7th, and then Millersville next Wednesday, October 11th. Both games will be live on the PSAC Digital Sports Network, so don't miss any of the action. The MLB postseason kicked off earlier this week as the wild card round has begun, and despite some close games, all 4 teams have advanced to the divisional round in 2-0 sweeps. The Arizona Diamondbacks finished their series against the Milwaukee Brewers, winning both games on the road. This was their first postseason series win since 2007, and they will be set to face the National League West powerhouse Los Angeles Dodgers. Moving across to the East Coast, the Texas Rangers completed their sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays in convincing fashion with 2 blowout wins. The Rangers' offense was very impressive in this series as they scored 11 runs in 2 games. They will face the AL favorites, the Baltimore Orioles, this Saturday. Up north, the Minnesota Twins crushed their 18-game playoff losing streak with a series win over the Blue Jays, behind the stellar pitching and electric bats of Sonny Gray and Carlos Correa. Minnesota will celebrate the big win, but will prepare to face the defending World Series champs, the Houston Astros, on Saturday. And finally, Pennsylvania's own, the Philadelphia Phillies, have started their self-proclaimed Red October by sweeping division rivals, the Miami Marlins. The packed stadium was brought to their feet last night with 2 massive home runs, one of which being the second grand slam in Phillies postseason history by Bryson Stott. The Phillies will take on the Braves in what is a highly anticipated divisional series matchup between rivals. First pitch will be at 6 o'clock on Saturday. That'll do it for this week's sports. I'm Ben Willey. Now back to Priscilla and Lindsay at the desk.
When we close out the show tonight, we check out this Halloween's new icon.
Stick with us for more. It could be this Halloween's hottest new lawn decoration. The tall pumpkin creature on sale at Target insists that it's not a jack-o'-lantern. Fans are obsessed with the creature's catchphrase, so much that the product has become hard to come by. CNN's Jeannie Mose reports on why fans are so obsessed.
The supply has become dry as a bone, not for the 12-foot skeleton. It's the 8-foot pumpkin that is the new must-have decoration this Halloween.
I am not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Louis.
Louis, the talking pumpkin,
My name is Louis.
is pretty much sold out at Target stores, even though he's not cheap. $180.
I am not a king, I am not a god, I am Louis.
All Louis does is say a few canned lines.
Hello, hello, hello.
But there's something about his catchphrase.
I am not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Louis.
It seems to have mesmerized the masses.
My name is Louis.
Ever since Louis went viral, as one commenter wrote, I can't stop saying my name is Louis because of that Target pumpkin.
Going to Target to see if they have Louis.
There he is, peeking out above the shelves. Fans make pilgrimages to the store to shoot TikTok videos of themselves with Louis. Though the skeleton dwarfs him, Louis gets 5-star reviews, even from owners who admit he's kind of flimsy. But whatever you do, don't call Louis Jack.
I am not a jack-o'-lantern.
This pumpkin seems to be filling our heads.
My name is Louis.
Louis! Louis has heads spinning faster than the girl in The Exorcist. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
My bank account better hope that Louis is sold out by the time I make it to Target.
I know, if everyone has a Louis, I'm just gonna want a Louis.
We all need a Louis. We all need a Louis. That is it for SUTV News. I'm Priscilla Schultz.
And I'm Lindsay Smith. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.org.
We'll see you next week. Good night.